And Young Buzz. Welcome back to the channel, where we dive deep into the real stories behind K-pop and the global music world. Today's topic isn't just another comeback update or fandom theory. It's something much heavier, more personal, and honestly, something that deserves our full attention. We're talking about the Korean-American global girl group, Katseye, and the heartbreaking reality they've been facing behind all the fame and success. Constant online hate, racism, sexism, and even death threats. Yeah, you heard that right. Death threats. The BBC recently released an interview with the members of Katseye, and what they revealed shocked a lot of people, including me. Ever since their debut, they've been receiving thousands of online death threats. Not just the occasional mean comment or troll. We're talking about a flood of messages telling them they don't belong, that they should quit, or worse. Lara, one of the members, shared something that really hit me. She said, "I try to tell myself it's nothing, but when 1,000 people send me death threats, it's devastating. Even if it doesn't actually happen, it's overwhelming." Can you imagine that? Trying to follow your dream, working so hard to get to where you are, only to be bombarded with hate from strangers who've never even met you? It's the kind of emotional damage that no one prepares you for when you step into the entertainment industry. And what's even more heartbreaking is that this isn't just about general hate. It's layered with racism and sexism. Lara also revealed that she was falsely reported to the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, by people claiming she was living and working illegally in the U.S. Think about how terrifying that must have been. You're just doing your job, living your life, and someone tries to weaponize the system against you simply because they don't like your race or where you're from. That's not just trolling, that's harassment. Then there's the sexism. Lara said something that really stuck with me. She said, "People see us as women being judged. They score us on our looks, our singing, our dancing, and then add them up and give us a percentage. It's dystopian." That line hit hard because it's so true, not just for Katseye, but for so many female idols and artists. The way the entertainment industry, and sometimes even the fans, evaluate women can feel like a competition they never signed up for. It's always about how they look, how perfect they are, how well they fit some impossible standard. And if they don't, people feel entitled to tear them down online. And it doesn't stop there. The mental toll got so bad that Lara ended up deleting her social media accounts entirely. She said, "I realized I didn't need to be swayed by other people's opinions." That's such a powerful statement. It shows strength, but at the same time, it's also sad that she had to reach a point where disconnecting completely was the only way to protect her mental health. Another member, Manon, said, "I feel like I'm being mentally terrorized." That word, terrorized, says everything, because that's exactly what this kind of online abuse does. It's not just negativity, it's psychological warfare. It isolates artists, it breaks their confidence, and it can make them fear even the platforms that are supposed to connect them with their fans. And then there's Sophia, who said, "Our career is still young, but so much has already been said about us and our family. We know it's part of fame, but we're also human." That line really sums it up. They're human. They have families, emotions, dreams, and vulnerabilities, just like the rest of us. Yet so many people forget that the second someone becomes famous. Now, before we continue, I want to ask you, do you think the industry and the fandoms have become too harsh? Have we normalized bullying and hate comments to the point that artists just have to accept it as part of the job? Because I think it's time we talk about that. We've seen this pattern too many times. An artist debuts, gains popularity, and then suddenly they become the target of hate. It's almost like success attracts cruelty. And social media gives people a sense of power, like they can say whatever they want with zero consequences. But behind every tweet, every DM, every comment, there's a real person who has to read it, absorb it, and somehow keep smiling for the camera the next day. What's even more ironic is that Katseye is actually thriving professionally. Just recently, they were nominated for Best New Artist and Best Pop Duo Group Performance at the Grammys. The Grammys! That's a huge deal, especially for a group that only debuted 2 years ago. That kind of recognition usually takes years to achieve. But instead of celebrating that milestone, they're spending their days trying to block hate accounts and recover from emotional burnout. And that brings me to something Manon said in the interview. We take great pride in the diversity of our group. We want every girl to be proud of where she comes from, regardless of how she looks or where she's from. That's the spirit that Katseye represents. Unity, diversity, and confidence in one's identity. And yet, those very things that make them special are what some people attack them for. It's painful, but it also highlights how much work still needs to be done in the music industry, and honestly, in society as a whole. You know, what I admire most about them is how they're turning all this pain into strength. Lara even said, "Our skin color and our culture are our strength. Leverage it and make it yours." That's such an empowering message. It's like she's saying, yes, we see the hate, we hear the noise, but we're not gonna let that define us. And that's something a lot of young people, especially fans from diverse backgrounds, need to hear. It reminds me of how representation matters. When you see someone who looks like you, who comes from your background, standing on the global stage, it tells you that you can do it too. That's what Katseye is doing. They're breaking barriers and inspiring others, even while they're under attack. And that's real courage. But let's also be honest here. The industry needs to do better. Labels, agencies, and social media platforms need to take online hate more seriously. It shouldn't take public breakdowns or interviews like this for people to realize the damage being done. There need to be stricter protections for artists, better mental health support, and real consequences for people who spread hate online. Because at this point, it's not just criticism, it's abuse. And as fans, we also have a role in this. We need to be more mindful of how we talk about idols online. Even small comments, when multiplied by thousands, can cause massive harm. I think it's easy to forget that when we're behind screens. But fandoms have power. The same power that can trend hate hashtags can also be used to spread love, encouragement, and positivity. So here's my question for you guys. How do we change this culture? How do we make the internet a safer place for artists like Katseye? Should companies enforce stricter moderation, or should fans take more responsibility for calling out hate within their own communities? I really want to know what you think, because this isn't just about one group. It's about everyone in the industry who's ever been attacked for simply existing. At the end of the day, Katseye's story is both heartbreaking and inspiring. Heartbreaking because of what they've endured, but inspiring because of how they're responding. They're showing that you can rise above hate, stay true to who you are, and still chase your dreams, no matter how loud the noise gets. I think that's why their Grammy nomination feels extra meaningful. It's not just recognition for their music, it's a symbol of resilience. It's like the world saying, we see you, we hear you, and your story matters. And honestly, that's something every artist deserves. To be seen for their talent, not judged for their race, gender, or background. So, to wrap this up, I just want to say to Katseye, if by any chance you see this video, you're doing amazing. What you're going through is not okay, but the way you're handling it with grace and courage is inspiring so many people around the world. Keep shining, keep creating, and keep proving that diversity in music is something to celebrate, not attack. And to everyone watching, let's do our part. Spread kindness online. Defend your faves, yes, but also remember that behind every idol, there's a person who feels every word you say. All right, that's the buzz for today. I know this topic is heavier than usual, but I think it's one that needed to be talked about. Let me know in the comments how you feel about Katseye's situation. Have you ever seen an artist deal with similar hate online? How do you think we can make the fandom culture healthier? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss our next video. And as always, thank you for tuning in to Anyang Buzz, where we keep it real, keep it respectful, and keep buzzing about everything K-pop and beyond.